In a world filled with threats, some leaders go to extremes to stay alive. Behind every handshake and every speech lies a fortress of protection. These are the most heavily guarded people on Earth. Imagine stepping into the presence of a man so polarizing, so influential, that every move he makes is guarded like a state secret. Donald Trump, the 47th President of the United States, doesn't just travel with security, he travels with a fortress on wheels and eyes that never blink. The United States Secret Service, elite agents trained to predict danger before it happens, form a human wall around him. They don't just protect his life, they study every hand extended for a handshake, every shadow in the crowd, every rooftop within sight. His motorcade, it's not a convoy, it's a moving fortress. At the center sits the Beast, an armored limousine built to survive chemical attacks, direct gunfire, even roadside bombs. Its doors are as heavy as a Boeing 757 hatch, sealed tight against any threat. Overhead helicopters scan the terrain. On the ground, advance teams sweep every building he enters, hours, sometimes days in advance. Snipers position themselves silently on rooftops, their scopes tracking every angle. But what's most intense? The invisible layer of protection, high-tech counter-surveillance drones, encrypted communication systems, and facial recognition software constantly scan for even the smallest anomaly. Trump's rallies, often massive and electric, are some of the most difficult security operations on Earth. Thousands of strangers, one target, and zero margin for error. To the public, it looks like handshakes and cheers, but behind the scenes, it's a chess match of life and death, with Secret Service agents willing to take a bullet at a second's notice.
5 days before the interview, Secret Service came to our office every day to say, you need to move this, you need to move that, we need to build this. The second floor, we have around 40 or 50 employees. Everybody had to leave, or they can stay and everyone needs to give their ID to find out what their background is. Saturday, Sunday, they came back. And then on Monday, when they came through, 2 ambulances, 1 fire truck, 2 helicopters, 40 cars outside, super protective. In the back in our control room, there's like 500-600 buttons to press. They come in and they say, we can't do this interview unless if we press every button, and they're going boom, 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 just like a kid in an elevator. And then we sat down and we had the conversation. Everyone lost their minds when he left, but the city was shut down for good.
Vladimir Putin's security isn't just protection, it's an invisible fortress. Whenever the Russian president moves, the world sees the motorcade, the bodyguards in suits, and the stern faces behind dark glasses. But what they don't see is the intricate web of layers operating in silence. Putin's elite security force is known as the Federal Protective Service (FSO), and they are far more than bodyguards. These agents are trained to detect a threat before it even exists. When Putin attends an event, teams arrive days in advance, sweeping buildings, checking ventilation systems, and even controlling the food supply. Nothing he eats comes from outside sources. It's all prepared under strict supervision to prevent poisoning. The motorcade itself is a moving fortress. Putin's main vehicle, the Senat limousine, is designed to withstand gunfire, chemical attacks, and even direct explosions. Beneath the road, escape tunnels and secret exits are often prepared in advance, just in case the convoy is ambushed. But perhaps the most interesting part is how unpredictable his movements are. Routes are changed last minute. Decoy cars are used, and even his travel times are sometimes disguised. It's said that when Putin travels, you may never know if the person you're watching is really him, or just a double sent to distract attention. And above all this is an invisible shield, advanced electronic countermeasures. His security detail carries devices that can jam drones, block tracking signals, and shut down communications within seconds. To many Russians, it seems as if Putin moves inside a bubble of untouchable silence. In short, Putin doesn't just walk into a room. The room, the air, the ground, and even the people have already been secured hours, sometimes days, before he arrives.
When Kim Jong-un moves, North Korea doesn't just send guards, it unleashes a fortress on wheels. The streets are cleared hours before his arrival, soldiers stand frozen like statues, while rooftops are locked down by elite sharpshooters. And at the center of it all is his infamous bodyguard ring, a moving wall of flesh and discipline. Dozens of identical men jog in perfect formation, trained to throw themselves between Kim and a bullet without hesitation. His motorcade is a masterpiece of deception. Armored limousines roll out, decoys speed ahead, others suddenly split off, so no one ever knows which car carries him until the very last second. And when he dares to leave North Korea, the spectacle becomes global. In Singapore, the world watched in awe as his bodyguards literally sprinted beside his limousine, forming a human shield in motion, a scene that looked less like reality and more like a spy thriller. Even in the skies, paranoia reigns. Kim rarely trusts a single aircraft. One jet takes off as a decoy, while his true plane follows silently, guarded by his best fighter pilots. For Kim Jong-un, security is not just protection, it is performance, a living theater of fear, loyalty, and absolute control. King Charles' security is unlike that of any other royal in history. It's a blend of centuries, old tradition and cutting-edge modern protection. For starters, the king is guarded by the Royalty and Specialist Protection Unit of the Metropolitan Police, known as SO-14. These officers are trained in counter-terrorism, evasive driving, and close-quarter combat. They carry advanced firearms that are rarely seen in the UK, where even regular police don't carry guns. But what makes Charles's protection fascinating is the layers of invisible security. Every public walkabout you see is carefully orchestrated, plainclothes officers even blend into the crowd, CCTV networks scan faces for known threats, and snipers take hidden positions on rooftops. Even the king's motorcade is designed like a moving fortress. His armored Bentley and Range Rovers can withstand bullets, explosives, and even chemical attacks. Another little-known detail, King Charles also benefits from the household cavalry during major state events. While they look ceremonial in their shining armor and plumed helmets, they are fully trained soldiers capable of combat if a threat arises. And then there's the contingency planning. Every royal route has backup escape roads, safe houses, and medical teams on standby. If anything goes wrong, Charles can be evacuated by helicopter within minutes. It's a fascinating mix of pomp, tradition, and very modern, very secretive high-tech defense. Please do well to like, share, and get the channel to its first 1K subs.